Greetings, one and all. A couple of days ago, it was announced that the NHL Board of Governors have given final approval for another rule to take action in the coming season. Now, I have a bit of a problem in that I can't decide whether this new rule is good or bad for the league. The new rule concerns coaches' challenges, which of course have two reasons for being used, either goaltender interference or offside. This rule is with regards to challenging a goal that the challenger claims to be scored when the puck had gone offside at some point during the play. So we're regarding the offside part of the coach's challenge. In the past, coaches' challenges that do not overturn the initial call on the ice had resulted in a team losing their time out. But this new rule has changed that for offside calls, where a team that challenges a goal due to offside and the goal isn't overturned, then the challenging team, instead of losing their time out, they keep that, but instead are given a 2-minute delay of game penalty instead. A 2-minute delay of game penalty instead of losing their time out. Right, not really with you on this one, NHL. What's going on? So supposedly, the change of rule has been done to stop coaches from challenging a goal for offside in order to give their players a quick rest and a breather instead of using their timeout to do the same thing, in the hope that the goal could potentially be overturned, and that would mean they keep their timeout, so their timeout can be kept for a more crucial time should one arrive in the game. NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman, the popular man himself, said that this new rule has been used to, and I quote, discourage using the coach's challenge on offside unless you're really 100% certain that you're going to win because it was a blown call. End quote. This means that coaches that may have used the challenge under the previous rules will think twice about doing it from now on, as they risk going on the penalty kill, and the offside challenge should see a rise in overturning success rate and a drop in the amount of times it's used, as coaches must be completely sure they will have the goal overturned. So, regarding my opinion on this rule change, on the one hand, I'm like, what? Giving a team a delay of game penalty for challenging a goal they probably believe is offside because a group of people in Toronto, potentially hundreds of miles away, say that the call on the ice stands is just plain ridiculous and somewhat overkill. Whilst they are spot on the majority of the time, the folks in Toronto who review the disputed plays sometimes make the wrong call, and this happens several times each season, because they are all human beings, and we as human beings can make mistakes. It's part of our nature. Putting the outcome of a game, no matter how important, into their hands to decide whether a team is given a 2-minute penalty or not doesn't sit well with me, and it makes it possible for games to be influenced or even potentially fixed by some of the league or certain individuals, which of course is something myself and most hockey fans do not want to see happen. Think of it this way. Let's take this scenario. It's the last game of the season. A team needs to win it to make the playoffs, and they're playing against a team at the bottom of the standings. The bottom standing team scores a goal on an offside entrance into the zone to break the tie. The losing team challenges the call for an offside. It isn't overturned, even though it should be, and they are given a delay of game penalty. The bottom standing team then scores on that given power play and are now 2 goals up in the game because of one mistake by the reviewers and the referees on the ice. It's a pretty extreme example, but that's the sort of thing that could happen with this new rule. One mistake leads to a team going up by a pair of goals, even though they shouldn't have done, thanks to an offside goal and a power play goal. That really isn't fair in my eyes, to be honest. However, on the flip side, I can see why the league have implemented a rule like this in order to stop coaches abusing the challenge and trying to work the system in their favour. The whole point of a coach's challenge is to challenge a goal that you truly believe without a doubt should not have been scored. It's not supposed to be used instead of a timeout on the off chance that you could have the goal overturned. Think of this scenario. A team has had a 3 or 4 goal lead the majority of the game. The opposing team has potted a few goals to cut the lead to 1 or 2, and the head coach of the winning team wants to give his players a rest and have a chance to put his players in their place or motivate them to make sure they close out the game and win it. The opposing team scores another goal to either tie the game or cut the lead to 1, and the winning coach challenges the goal to get his team a breather and tell them how to win the game without using the team's timeout. The goal is overturned due to a mistake from Toronto, as often happens, and the team keep their timeout, which they can then use later on should they need to. That means that the team that is losing have lost the chance to tie the game and have become even more handicapped in the game than they should have done. And one bad call has given the winning team a chance to slow the game down and take any momentum that the losing team had gained away. So I can see why the NHL want to change this rule and change what happens if the ruling isn't overturned, but I'm not sure this is the best way to go about it. However, I don't really have an alternative though, which is the worst thing. I don't know how else you could logically change the result of a failed challenge to make it work the best for all parties involved. So as you can tell, I'm still conflicted about this whole idea, and I want to know what you guys think. Is this rule change a good or a bad idea? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys think. But thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed. Please feel free to like, subscribe, share, or watch some of my other videos. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye!